I'm Alexandria. Today I'm going to be showing you how to complete your tassel garland. So, to start off with, you're going to need tape, something to hold your tassels together. I use clear tape, but you can use decorative tape such as washi tape or anything like that. You will need the stick included in your kit and the string and a flat surface, and that's all you're going to need. So, take your pre-cut tissue out of the packaging. If there's more than one color of each tissue, be very gentle when you take them apart because they can rip very easily. So if you have like 4 orange or whatever, when you pull them out, just make sure you do it very gently. So each cut piece is going to make 1 tassel. So we start by opening it up in the center here. I usually just kind of stick my arm through it like that, and then I grab one side of it and I flip it onto my flat surface. And let me show you real quick the 3 different types of tassels that you can make. So depending on the look that you're going for and the amount of time you have is going to determine which tassel you're going to want to make. So for the easiest type of tassel, we have the flat square front look. So for this one, you really just have to fold it up and tape it, and that's about it. For the middle look, this does have a twist on it, but there's nothing on the bottom, so it's just flat once you get past the twist. And for the third, most time consuming but best looking, you have the twist and then you fan out all of the edging, which takes a little bit extra time for each tassel. So I'll show you guys the steps for each one. Okay, so back to our flat paper here. I usually make sure all the edges are flat and nothing is tangled or anything like that. So, first step, fold the tissue in half. And when you're folding, make sure you're folding it on a cut. It just helps you in the end, so. Fold it in half again. Let's see here. Okay, so once you've folded it in half twice, I like to fold it back towards myself just to close up all these ends that are uneven. So fold it towards yourself. Remember, you're folding on a cut. Okay, so I'll fold it back in. At this point, you probably have a 1 inch to 2 inch, well, probably a 1 inch section. So you're just gonna be doing 1 tassel width at a time worth of folding. So fold in 1 tassel, fold back towards me. You kind of alternate these just to keep the ends in at this point. So if you go 1 that way, bring 1 back towards you to keep the ends closed, because otherwise at the very end you'll be able to see a bunch of, it just won't look good. Okay, for your final one, fold it in half. And this is what you've got. So I guess this is about, my piece in the middle here is about 1/8 of an inch or so. So now you need your stick and you're going to bend your tissue tassels directly in half over the top. So at this point you want to make sure your tassels are even on the bottom because you will be able to notice that in the end if they're uneven. So like for instance, some may look like this. So it's way too long on this side and short on this side, so you'll just even it up. Alright, so if you're going for look 1 with the square, this is where you'd be done. So you just take some tape, or you can even glue this in the middle here together, and you move on to your next tassel. So this would be the square front. If you're going for look number 2, you're going to twist. So I start by pinching at the top as close to the stick as I can get. And you pinch and twist all the way down until about, I usually go down to about 1 inch. You can do You can twist it to your liking, but you need to make sure that you at least twist it to where the cut starts, which is about 1/2 inch. So once you get your twist to your liking, you'll take your first piece of tape and start at the top, as close to your twist as you can get. Make sure your tape is long enough to go all the way around and overlap a tiny bit. Tape number 2, usually I use 3 pieces of tape for the amount that I have. When I add my next tape, I always overlap it on the top a little bit, just to seal the edges in. Tape number 3. All right. So once you get your twist taped, this would be look number 2. So a lot of people use this as their completed look. So you just have your twist, and then of course it goes straight down right here. And so if you want to do look number 3, this is where you're going to find kind of an opening in your tassels and pull them apart, and then flip over. Once you kind of have an opening, flip over. So you're looking at the inside of the tassel. So from here, you just want to flatten out all the tissue paper. If there are any tassels kind of folded in half, unfold them and lay them flat. Make sure you are pushing the tassels in the natural way that they go with the twist. You don't want to try to get them to lay another way, because they'll just end up kind of falling later. Okay. So, once you've got the entire inside flat, you will flip over. So kind of shake it out, and you can see it's crazy right now, but we'll get there. Kind of at this point, you want to, if anything's like this one's flopped over, just put it in the natural way that it goes. So straighten everything out. Okay, once you've got everything going in the direction that it's supposed to be going, you're going to want to pinch and fan, is what I call it. So take your thumbs, and because sometimes you'll get a bunch of tassels, like a group of them on top of each other, like 5 tassels. And of course, we want to see all of them. So you just fan them apart, and you do that all the way around your tassel. Fan them. Okay. So once you feel like you've got everything fanned out, there's no empty spaces, then you will have your completed tassel. So this is my preference for tassels. It just looks a lot cleaner and a lot nicer, and I think you get the most out of the tassel this way, but this is very time consuming depending on the tassel garland size that you bought, how many tassels you have to fold. This could take a couple hours potentially, just depending on how you do it, but the first way you could probably be done in 30 minutes. So after this, depending on what you're using your tassels for, you will get your string, and it's as simple as stringing it on. Make sure after you craft your tassels, you hang them up immediately. If you leave them laying around, they will get crinkles, they will fall flat, and just better to hang them up immediately until your event or until you're ready to use your decor. So for tassel garlands, like I said, just hang them, and then whenever you hang them on your wall or whatever, you'll be able to space them to your liking. Some people do tie them in place. The only reason that I tie them in place is if I'm going to use them for a balloon tail. So for a balloon tail, if that's what you're using this for, you will need to tie each tassel in place. So you'll just string one at a time. Take your string, tie it, and instead of tying directly on top right here, you're going to want to tie off to the side, because like right here, if I tie on top and I hold it like this, sometimes it kind of pokes out to the side. if you move your knot over to the side, it will lay a lot flatter and just kind of look nicer. So there we go. And it lays straight down that way. All right, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to message me on Etsy and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Please allow me at least 24 hours to respond because usually I've got a lot going on. I hope you guys love your tassels and have a fabulous event. Thank you.